Les Filles Kitchen. It is where Phil Rosenthal had breakfast. So we had our breakfast there one morning in London. This is the Lancaster Gate area, and it is a real great place for a healthy meal, a good cup of coffee with some great food. They have a really, really nice breakfast menu that offers cereals, parfaits, avocado toast, pesto zoodles, savory crepes, and Middle Eastern offerings. We started with a latte, that was mine, and then an Americano for Arthur. And I had the buckwheat and spinach crepe. So I ended up with a savory crepe, and it was served with a poached egg, some avocado, and some grilled halloumi cheese, which was absolutely fantastic. I love that cheese. Arthur had the Bircher Parfait. So they have great offerings. They're very healthy offerings, natura fruits and lots of vegetables, a very wide assortment of patisseries. They had cakes. There was just so much there that you could choose from.
Yeah, a really nice breakfast stop.
Yep.
Just done with breakfast. We're so far 2 days walking in the footsteps of some food eateries that Phil Rosenthal turned us on to.
Yes, thank you, Phil.
So we had breakfast at Les Filles.
Yes.
We've seen every food show that Phil's done. Seems like he knows a thing or two about food.
Yes, and we like food too.
Yes, so far we're 2 for 2. And we've got more restaurants to check out while we're in London.
Okay, so our first museum that we're going to talk about is the Victoria and Albert Museum. It's also known as the V&A Museum. It is a incredible destination, especially if you love art, all kinds of art. It has applied arts, decorative arts, and design. And if you enjoy visiting museums, this is a must-stop. The permanent collection of the V&A Museum has over 2.27 million objects.
You can't see them all.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And they don't display that many at the same time. I'm sure there's some rotating displays. There is actually 7 miles of inspiring galleries to explore. Inside is a mammoth collection of really fine furniture, beautiful paintings, very, very interesting photography. There's architecture, there's manuscripts, books, and much more that we can even list here. Inside, we explored several exhibits over the few hours that we spent there. We saw art with religious themes, including paintings, statues, and intricately carved pieces, some of them very, very large. There was exquisite furniture, and for you, there was musical instruments. I enjoy them also, but I think they have a special place in your heart.
Absolutely.
They had a harpsichord from 1574 that was made for the Strozzi family, and wall art that may have been in the homes of the very rich and influential. A showcase of protective armor took us back to the age of the knights. Geography fans can see early writings as explorers begin to document our planet.
And the V&A's collection of sculptures has always been a highlight for visitors, from ancient Greek and Roman statues to contemporary works. There's diverse pieces for anybody who loves antiquities. There was this one section that we were on, like a second floor, looking down, and there were these massive columns. They looked like the columns that we saw in Rome.
It's the Forum, and some of these columns have intricate design on it that are actually telling a story, and they spiral up.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
So there's at least one of those there. These sculptures and pieces, I assume they were from Rome, and they were just mammoth in size.
You could also walk on the floor at the bottom too and look up.
Yeah.
So it's really nice room to be in.
Yeah, so one of the things I enjoy seeing at museums is when they have them are photography exhibits, and there turned out that there was a room or a place at the V&A where they had a photography exhibit, so we made our way there. That included scenes from the American Depression of the late 1920s. There were studies on sunlight and a few interesting photographs. So always enjoy looking at those.
Right. But with over 145 galleries spread across 7 floors, plan at least for a half a day to explore the V&A Museum.
I think you need half a month.
Well, yeah. Maybe so. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
However, with its vast collection and ever-changing exhibits, you can always go back and spend more time.
Yeah, so I think just to suffice it to say there's more to see than you can even get like in a single day. So this is a multi-day visit, especially if you really enjoy museums.
Yes, yeah. and if you're like us, I mean, I think London's going to be one of those places we will go to multiple times. So we'll see more. His Majesty, King Edward VII, King of Great Britain, opened the building on June 26, 1909. The museum is a doozy. It's immense. It looks magnificent. We felt like we just scraped the surface of our 2-hour visit there. It's one of the most spectacular museums we have ever visited, and its scale alone is so impressive. The building is impressive. It's really one of those gems of London. The museum is open 7 days a week, and the entry is free, believe it or not. We were inspired by the popular Netflix show called Somebody Feed Phil. Hosted by comedy writer Phil Rosenthal, the show Somebody Feed Phil follows him around the world as he visits different countries and indulges in local cuisines. From sushi in Tokyo to empanadas in Buenos Aires, Phil captures his experience with enthusiasm, with humor. He makes it easy to get inspired to explore the world of culinary offerings. In one episode, we watched him visit notable food stops in London, England. So we watched this episode again shortly before our trip to London and planned to visit several of the same eateries that Phil had visited while he was in London.
Dishoom Restaurant. We're huge fans of Indian cuisine, and Dishoom was one of the restaurants featured on the London episode of Somebody Feed Phil. This popular Indian restaurant has several locations in the city. We stopped at their Kensington location. Inside, the atmosphere is warm and inviting with dark wood accents and comfortable seating, and it has an interior design influenced by the Art Deco style of 1940s Bombay. The menu features traditional Indian flavors enhanced with modern cooking techniques to create a unique take on classic Indian dishes.
Oh, it's delicious. We also ordered some beer that accompanied our meal. The Bandit Pale Ales were light, very refreshing, and very easy to drink with a low alcohol content level.
We should have had more than one.
Well, that's not our style.
No.
We just drink because it tastes good.
Very light, refreshing.
And we're starting with the house chat. Looks really interesting. What do you got? The beets, yogurt.
Potatoes, sweet potatoes with yogurt and beets and pomegranate. It's got mint in it. It's really good.
Really good starter dish. Very little beets, very little carrot. You can taste it all. A little goes a long way. The sauce has a little spice. Tastes wonderful. A little bit of crunch. We almost got the samosas. We've never had this. And really glad that we went with this chat to start the meal.
And it's served with 3 different sauces on the side. It was by far our most favorite item that evening. It was absolutely amazing.
This is the gunpowder potatoes.
Okay.
This is a broccoli salad that has like pistachios. Has a lime wedge in it too. I'm not exactly sure what else. The rice, and then this is the lentils.
Black dal?
Yeah.
Black dal. Signature dish.
We also had an amazing time with the staff. They were absolutely phenomenal, especially a gentleman that we met there whose name was AJ. He added to the atmosphere like no other. He was just absolutely fun, on fire, just had a wonderful demeanor about her. We just loved this guy. He was great.
Hello everyone, welcome to Dishoom. The ladies are enjoying, and please don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Bye, take care. Awesome. So nice.
And we couldn't leave without trying dessert, of course.
So this is a basmati kheer, so it's a rice pudding. But it's made with vanilla coconut milk, and looks like it's been like bruleed on the top. It looks like there's been torch taken to it with a spoonful of probably blueberry compote. Look at that! Look at that! Really nice because it's not really sweet. It's got a nice texture to it, and the caramelizing the sugar on the top is a nice touch.
It was the best rice pudding I think we've ever had.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Also inside the Dishoom, there's a loft above the main dining room where they have live music, particularly jazz, which plays on certain nights of the week. So if you like live music, you're going to find that at the Dishoom. They also sell a cookbook if you want to keep enjoying this type of food on your return home, and we will be making the chaat in our kitchen, which was in that book. So Dishoom was as fantastic as we imagined from watching the London episode of Somebody Feed Phil. We enjoyed it. We would go back in a heartbeat, and if you're in London, we recommend
Highly
you
recommend it.
check out Dishoom.